Dobrze. Are they going to hear me now? Sounds good. So let's go to. Ready when you are, my friend.
Hi, I'm Captain Salsa, and today's special material special interview with famous musician and dancer from New York, Josue Joseph La Epoca. Oh, my microphone. Hi, I'm Captain Salsa, and today's special interview with famous musician and dancer from New York, Josue Joseph La Epoca. This is he is special guest because he comes from very famous family, salsa family, and just enjoying this interview because we will tell you for what is knowledge about the clave. Okay, and hi, my friend.
Hello, my friend. How are you feeling tonight? Everything good?
Yes, everything good. Uh, it's evening in Poland, in Gdynia,
Yes. On the
and
Baltic
it's
Sea.
yes, exactly. And you are a very famous musician, and your family is very famous, and you have a lot of experience with famous musicians, salsa musician too. Can you say something about you?
Basically, yes, my father is Alfonso Panaman. He's one of the last living legends of the Palladium. He's from the Buena Vista Social Club generation of musicians. I grew up with so many musicians calling my home, asking for my father to record with them, to play with them. Uh, Funny, a lot of times, Tito Puente or Cachao would call my phone, and when I was a kid, for me, they were just uncle. Celia Cruz was just on, they were just it wasn't important for me when I was a kid. I couldn't understand. So every time they called, they'd say, "Hey, ponme el teléfono con tu papá," and I would say, "Papá." So I couldn't appreciate it. But as I grew older and started composing music and writing music and Afro-Cuban music especially, I was able to start recording with some of these legends who I grew up listening to and coming to my house and talking at the kitchen table with my parents. It was just a beautiful experience. So yeah, my father's very well known. He's one of the bassists of the Palladium era. He's 85. He'll be 86 in 1 week actually. So I'm glad to have him still around. And yeah, I've been to Santo Domingo, recorded with Juan Soriano with bachata. I've recorded with Fania All-Star musicians, Luis Mangual, Charlie Rodriguez, who recently passed away, many musicians. So it's a great experience for me to be able to record with these artists, these musicians, and before they passed away, and it's what I do. I love what I do.
Yeah. Today is short interview about the clave, and please tell us what does the clave system means for a dancer.
In my opinion, I can't speak for anyone else, but in my opinion, what the clave system means for a dancer is to be connected to the heartbeat of the music, right? So if you're a dancer and for you clave is not important, can you connect with the heartbeat of the music? You'll probably connect with what you feel in the music, with what you're listening to. But and that's great, and there's nothing wrong with that. But once you understand clave as a dancer, then you understand what rhythm that song is. Oh, that's a son montuno. Oh, that's a mambo. And once you understand that, then you can start interpreting that differently in your body because it makes a big difference. When I'm dancing and I know within the first 10 seconds, that's a son montuno. Oh, because it's a son montuno, I know the break is going to come at this point. I know the mambo section is going to come at this point. I know that there's probably going to be a a loud mambo section. But if it's a montuno rhythm or if it's a mambo, I know there's going to be a solo section in it. Or if it's a rumba, I know there's going to be a solo because most montunos don't do that. So that gives you power. Knowing the clave gives you power as a dancer to be able to express yourself and to know in advance the structure of the song and to already know what you're going to do. If you're a lady, so you already know if it's a son montuno, if you know it's a mambo, you know the solo section's coming, you know you're going to do some shines, you already know what's going to be in the song just by knowing the rhythm of the song. It doesn't mean every rhythm does that, but generally it follows a structure. You know, if you're listening to son, probably there's not going to be a solo section. It's just going to be straight chorus, having fun, doing some spins and footwork and everything that you want to do if it allows that. So knowing the clave system is very important for a dancer because it gives you power. It gives you power to know what the structure of the song is and what to expect in that particular song. It's great.
Yeah, I remember time when I was dancing only with the system number system 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and I remember time when I met you and uh, I asked you where is the one, and you told me no, it's no one in this
There's no
song.
one. That's correct. I remember
Yeah,
that.
and
I'm
Messi,
glad you remember that.
yeah, I remember. It was in 9 years ago, probably. Yeah,
Dużo czas temu. It's a long time ago.
yeah, yeah. And now, when you touch me with this system, with this rhythm system, I feel very, very strong. I know how I can express myself during the break, especially because break is
Yes.
the part. Can you explain what is the break in song?
Yeah, so when you listen to a break in the song, for example, if you, for example, if you listen, song rhythms don't normally have breaks that are specific for that song. But if you listen to a mambo or if you listen to a son montuno, you know 100% there's going to be a break in that song. Probably if it's a mambo, it's going to have like 4 different breaks in the song. What is a break? A break is, for example, when you have the piano, bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba that is right there is called a break. For mambo, that's what it's going to sound generally like that. But a son montuno will be like doom 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 doom. That when that doom doom, it's always going to happen on that the right side of the clave if it's a 2/3 clave, and you'll know if it's a son montuno, you know the break will always, almost always in a son montuno, accent the 3 side of the clave. That's part of the power.
Yeah, and now I know where I am,
Yes,
where
exactly.
is the rhythm, and for now I don't want listen the numbers. I follow with the rhythm, and this is so exciting part, fascinated. My
It
friend,
is. It gives you power.
next
Yes.
questions. Yeah,
Yes.
what does the clave mm, does the instructors, dance instructor, need to know this knowledge? And
In my opinion,
yeah,
I cannot speak for anyone else. In my opinion, I can only say you, for example, you're always been a great teacher. I'll call you a teacher. You've always been a great teacher, been a great coach. With respect, I say, when you learned the system, it gave you so much power that you didn't have before. Before you focused on figures, before you focused on technique, which is still very important. But with this system that you know with the clave, now you know other techniques that you're able to show within the construct of what you're doing, and it gives you so much power. Myself, knowing music gives me power. Adolfo Indacochea, he said in one of my movies in my part 2, that he studied, I think, 3 instruments when he was younger, and he said it straight. Knowing music helps. It doesn't mean you need a university degree, but it definitely helps to understand music. So to answer your question, in my opinion, yes, knowing the clave system as an instructor, as a teacher, it helps so much because it gives you power. If you can tell your students, listen, you hear this song? This is a son montuno. So because it's a son montuno, you know when the break is going to happen. So you can already prepare in advance that you're going to do a break. Oh, you hear this song? That's a mambo. So you should prepare for 4 different breaks in the song because most mambos have about 3 or 4 different breaks. It's for example, what's that song? Tres Días de Carnaval from Johnny Pacheco y Celia Cruz. That's a crazy song. That's got so many breaks in that song. It's an exciting song. Tres Días de Carnaval. Tres Días de Carnaval. If you listen to that, one of those breaks is like, I don't know, 10 seconds long. It's exciting to listen to. It gives you so much power. So yes, as an instructor, I think it would be very, very valuable to understand the clave system and to teach the clave system because it gives you power to know what is coming in advance. It's great. Yes.
remember how you told me, Meg, you would never feel the salsa? Why you told me this?
Yeah, I remember a long time ago. You were listening to different kinds of music. You were listening to a lot of jazz. You were listening to Afro-Cuban jazz. I have respect for that kind of music, but it was not. It was not. Doesn't. It didn't follow the constructs of the clave. It didn't give you that power, and that's
Because
why I
I
said that.
was a number dancer.
Yes, you
I
were.
was dancing,
Yes. Yeah.
and you told me, you are the salsa teacher. Uh, do you think so that you feel the salsa you teach, but why you teach without the
feel the salsa.
Yes, I remember. I'm glad you remembered that. Yes, it was a long time ago. Absolutely. Yes, for me, it always hurt me, especially for you. I can't speak for
I
other
remember.
instructors, but for you, it always hurt me that you have all this power, but you didn't at that time. I don't think anybody told you, or maybe somebody told you, or you didn't care. I don't know.
Nobody.
But maybe nobody told you. So
You was first.
Yeah, nobody can blame you for knowing. But I'm so glad. Przemek, you were of all the instructors in the world, of all the teachers I've ever worked with outside of Puerto Rico, outside of Cuba, you were the only instructor of all of the top instructors in the world who embraced this. And I'm not talking about the concept, but you embraced the idea of learning this deep in what it is. It's so important. It makes you so powerful. I see some of your students, the students that we share, and it's amazing the power that we give them. It's great.
Now, I know that every instructor, salsa instructor, if they want teach the salsa, they must have knowledge about the rhythm. It's true?
Well, yes, the rhythm is separate from the clave. Absolutely. In my opinion, they should know both the clave system as well as the rhythm system. They should know, in my opinion, what is a mambo, what is a son nocturno, what is a son, what is a bolero, because knowing those different rhythms helps. It helps so much. How does it help? It gives you tremendous power, like I said before, to know when the breaks are coming, to know what you can do in the song, to know what instruments are going to be played in the song. So once you hear different instruments, you know that if you have the conga solo, you can move your shoulders, you can use the isolation. The women, when they're dancing, or the fathers, when they're dancing, they know that, okay, if it's a mambo, you're going to have definitely some kind of conga or timbales solo, so you're going to expect to be doing some foot shines. There's so much you can do. It's really, it's amazing. But I remember when you first started dancing, I said, my friend, please, you're not feeling the heartbeat. You're not feeling the soul of African music.
I remember.
You dance great, but you're not dancing to the music. I said, connect it. And now it's great to see.
Now, what do you say now?
Now I say, what clave is this? Give me that clave. Let's go. Let's test this. Let's do this. It's exciting.
Yeah. Now we can play each other's. We can dance and play.
Exactly.
You can play on instrument. I can dance. We can chat.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is incredible feeling when you feel. When guy from the Europe can feel like Latino.
Absolutely.
Incredible, fascinating.
Absolutely. You are more Latino than many Latinos I know.
Appreciate it. My friend, next questions. How does knowing 3-2 clave or 2-3 clave helps a dancer?
Well, that's very simple. So understanding the clave, first of all, I won't get into too much detail, but the 3-2 clave, we call it 3-2 because the clave strikes on 3 beats in the first measure and 2 beats in the second, right? And 3 clave has 2 beats in the first measure, 3 beats in the second. But okay, great, no problem. Check, we got that. Now, the 3-2 clave begins on 1 and it ends on 7. So those who are watching this, my question for you is this, and when I teach this to my students, they all flip out, especially the on-two dancers. It's great to see. So if you're watching, I got a question for you. The 3-2 clave begins on 1 and it ends on 7. If you dance salsa on 1, when do you begin and when do you end? You begin on beat 1 and you end on beat 7. 1, 2, 3. 5, 6, 7. You take your first step on 1, you take your last step on 7. So if you're dancing to the 3-2 clave, which clave are your feet dancing to? To the 3-2 clave, because you're beginning on 1 and you're ending on 7. If you dance salsa on 2, Eddie Torres style, you take your first step on which beat? Most on-2 dancers say, I take my first step on 2. It's not correct. The starter step is on 1 or 8.5. It's very close to the 1. It's on 1. And the last step is on 7. So the on-2 dancers, salsa on-2, are also dancing to the 3-2 clave, even though they accentuate the 2 from the 2-3 clave. They just borrow that. If you dance casino, A lot of people here in Europe call it cubana. If you dance casino, I'm not talking about son, I'm talking about casino. You take your first step on 1 and you take your last step on 7. You're dancing to the 3/2 clave. Your feet are connected like that. So knowing this system, when you know that song comes on and you hear the bass accentuating that 1 and it lands on 7, just touches the 8, you know you're dancing 3/2 clave. The song is a 3/2 clave. I know what I can do because that's that power that you have. The problem is that most music that we listen to, the salsa, it's 95% of it is 2/3 clave. So if you're taking your first step on 1 and your last step on 7, it doesn't mean that you're not connected to the music. It just means that your feet are not connected to the clave. If your feet are not connected to the clave, it means that you're not connected to the heartbeat of the music because the clave is the heartbeat. But you're still connected to the music in the way that you wish in terms of your emotions and the aesthetics and all of that. 2/3 clave, very simple. What styles of dance match to 2/3 clave? Classic mambo, also called Puerto Rican style, son, which is a side step, and enclave. They all start on 2 and end on 8 with enclave beginning on 2.5. That's why it's important to know this, because once you're at a club, at a festival, and that 2/3 clave comes on and you know how to dance on 1, you know how to dance son, you know how to dance classic mambo, and you know how to dance salsa on 2, no matter what song comes on, you can dance with your feet connected to the clave. That's the shortest description that I can give you, but that's the power. I think that last sentence that I said is the power for you. If you're versatile, if you're well-versed in these styles of dance, if you know on 1 and on 2 and son, and if you know how to dance classic mambo, those are 4 different unique styles. No matter what song comes on, if you know the clave system and you know the techniques of dancing, you have the power to match every single song. That's the beauty of this. It's so powerful. It's beautiful. So that's what I would recommend for instructors is to study with a musician just to understand the clave system. And once you understand if you only dance on 1, great, keep doing what you do, but it would help to learn how to dance on 2, and especially it would help all the dancers to learn how to dance classic mambo, which is you take your first step on 2 and your last step on 8, because then that completely connects your footwork and your body to the 2/3 clave.
Yeah, yes, this is absolutely right. And you know, I have new life with your knowledge. I will be dancing over 30 years, and really, I have new life with this knowledge, beautiful knowledge about the rhythm. And I highly recommend my friends, instructors, learn about the rhythm, because you will find another door, another life, and you will be fresh with your salsa teaching.
Absolutely. I'm sure you have some people who speak Spanish who are watching. Se están mirando, aprecio mucho que están mirando. Y lo que estaba diciendo que sería bueno que ustedes aprendieran cómo bailar los diferentes estilos. Si ustedes bailan solamente en uno, sería bueno aprender a bailar en 2 y también bailar el mambo clásico y también el son, porque la música nos pide bailar y diferenciar y poder magnificar lo que nosotros sentimos adentro y poder conectar con la música. Po polsku. Mój polski jest bardzo zły. I'm going to speak Polish for a moment. Mój polski jest bardzo zły, ale dla instruktora byłoby bardzo, bardzo dobrze dla was, jeżeli mieliście okazję uczyć się the different styles of dance. Byłoby bardzo dobrze dla was. Friend, you can say what I'm trying to say for the Polish community. Mój polski jest bardzo zły. Wiem, że jest ważne, że próbują, dlatego jestem tutaj w Polsce, ale for the instructors byłoby bardzo dobrze.
Ale ty już wszystko rozumiesz. Trzeba uważać, koledzy. Trzeba uważać, bo Josue wszystko rozumie. He understands everything. Ja też dodam coś po polsku. Tak, ja też dodam coś po polsku, tak szybciutko. Nie wyobrażam sobie, żeby moi koledzy instruktorzy uczyli jeszcze bez rytmów grupy zaawansowane. Nie wyobrażam sobie. Już jest czas, żebyśmy tańczyli do rytmów i żebyśmy czuli tą salsę. I tyle lat szukałem takiego człowieka jak Josue i muzyka, który by jeszcze tańczył i by powiedział, jak ten rytm działa. Ja sobie nie wyobrażam, żebym uczył moich studentów już na wyższych poziomach bez umiejętności słuchania salsy, a do tego tak po polsku i konkretnie.
Okay. Bardzo dobrze, to było perfekto.
My friend, next questions. How do you know if this song is 2/3 clave and 3/2 clave? And I will give you, and for audience, I will give you 3 examples, and just please tell us how we can recognize. Because, okay, not because. Just
okay,
I
can
will
tell you in
song.
20 seconds. Yeah. It takes 20 seconds to give you the key to understanding how to distinguish the clave. It's very simple. If the song is a 3/2 clave, the contrabass will accentuate the first beat of the music. Again, the 3/2 clave begins on 1 and it ends on 7, so the contrabass will accentuate that 1. 2/3 clave, which 95% of the music we listen to is, the bass will not accentuate beat 1, but it will accentuate beat 8. So that's the key. So since 95% of the music is 2/3 clave, the key, listen for the 8. Every single song, no matter whether I'm listening in my headphones when at the gym, whether I'm walking on the street listening to my headphones, I'm at a festival teaching or dancing, every single song that comes on, within the first 15 seconds, I'm listening, okay, where's the bass? But here's the key. Most songs, no matter whether it's a 3/2 or 3/2 clave, whether it's a 3/2 or 2/3 clave, in the introduction of the song, most of the time the bass is going to hit 1. It's just an introduction. Once you get into that tema section, once you get into that section, after that first 10 or 15 seconds, the bass has to choose. The bassist, the bass player has to choose 3/2, 2/3 clave based on the arrangement. And 95% of it, it will accentuate beat 8. So listen for that. Doom, 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 8. Doom, 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 4, doom, 8. Doom, 4, doom, doom, 8. That's a sol montuno. That's a sol montuno rhythm. Mambo doesn't have a 1. Mambo, when in terms of the music, it doesn't have a 1. Mambo has the bass accentuating 3, 4, 7, 8. Doom, 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 7, 8. 3, 4, 7, 8. It's very simple.
Yes, say many dancers can what every salsa, every song has 1. Can you explain what is this 1?
Okay.
Why they can't recognize?
You hear this? There's the 1. 1 and 3, E5. 1 and 3. Here's the bass. Doom, 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 doom. There's nothing on the 1. Doom, doom, doom,
but they
doom,
tell you it's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The 1 is there, but it's not accentuated.
Yes.
That's the key. Of course, there's a 1, but it's not accentuated. So
exactly.
If I were to speak this sentence, hello, how are you? That's just monotone. Hello, how are you? But now listen. Hello, how are you? That's accentuating the 1. Hello, how are you? But I'm now going to accentuate the last one. Hello, how are you? Now,
exactly.
That's the
excellent exercise. And now, can you one more time say hello with 3/2 clave?
Yes. So the 3/2, for example, the 3/2 clave would be accentuating the first beat of the music. So that would be hello, how are you? That first beat is accentuated. 2/3 clave.
And now, yes.
Hello, how are you? That's an example.
And now this is the example. A moment, I will.
So play that song. So if all of everyone who is listening, whatever song he's going to play, because I'm not sure what song he's going to play. Whatever song he's going to play, listen for the first 10 seconds. Listen to where the bass is. Find the 1, find the 8. And probably you're going to hear the bass sometimes on the 1. But listen, even if the bass touches the 1 and the 8, which one is louder? Which one is more potent? Which one is the stronger one? That will determine the clave for you. So just anybody who's listening, just take the time, listen to whatever song he's going to play. And then you're gonna see me wait, because I'm going to wait for the introduction to finish. And it's going to get into the tema of the song. That's where the bass is going to choose a rhythm, and I'll be able to tell you what it is.
Yeah, this song is 3-2 clave or 2-3 clave. Can you explain why?
Okay. 3-2 clave, easy.
Give us a second. Okay, can you explain?
Bam, 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 ding, dum, 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 1 and 5 and deep 1 and deep 5, and that 1 is accentuated. Dum, 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 dum. The bass is not going like this. Dum, 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 dum. No, it's going dum, dum. Dum, dum, dum,
1 and 4, 6, 7 and. This is 3-2 clave where?
Well, this song the bass was doing 1, 2.5, 5, 6.5. Dum,
exactly.
Dum, 5 and dum, dum. Yeah.
Look at bottom of the numbers. This is 3-2 clave is up, and 2-3 clave on the picture by La Epoca is at the bottom.
Yes, so yes, when you're looking at that picture, exactly. So on the top you have that 3-2 clave,
yeah,
and I circled the 1 so that you know that's where that bass is going to accentuate that first beat of the music very, very strongly. And that song you just played, it's very clear that first beat of the music is very, very clear on the bass.
Yeah, my friend, this song. This song.
I'll try not to say anything in the beginning. It's.
This song, please tell me what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I give them a name of the song. Okay, this song.
Ella vive contigo, es tu amiga, es tu mujer, es tu esposa y es tu amante. Ella es toda un cuerpo fiel, no le causes angustia.
Okay, can you explain?
All right, so far that sounds like it's going to become a 2-3 clave, and right now that's Oscar de Leon. He's a bass player, so he knows how to play with the bass. When I say play with the bass, he knows the tricks of playing with the clave. To me, that sounds like a 2-3 clave, that it's going to be a 2-3 clave, even though he's playing on the bass. So right now, it sounds like a 3-2 clave in that part that you're playing, but it sounds like it's going to change to a 2-3 clave. I never heard the song.
Yeah, exactly. Now I will give those. I go with the details to the montuno part and say one more time. Ask for one more time. It is 3-2 clave or 2-3 clave.
Okay.
Very simple. A, I, A, U, I, A. 1 and ta. Yeah. Now it's simply with the system.
Yeah, yeah. For that, right now it sounds like a 3-2 clave. That's correct.
Yes, yes. Oscar de Leon is I like his song very, very much because he play between 2/3 clave and 3/2 clave, but he loves 3/2 clave.
Yeah, he's obsessed
He's
with
crazy.
3/2 clave. Almost all the songs he plays, unless they are arrangements of previous legends. Most of the time, he does 3/2 clave. Yes.
Okay, why? Tell me why the musician write me a lot. Capitan, you are wrong. This song is 2/3 clave, not 3/2 clave. For example, song before the tells.
Well, I can't speak for them. I cannot speak for them. I don't know why they're writing that. However, what I hear many times is that many instructors and musicians or dancers who know something about the clave, they're usually not focused on the bass, because if they were, they would know the system. It's very clear, because most people don't teach this. The bass is not a very popular instrument, right? That's the first thing. The bass is not the most musicians play conga, piano, percussion. They don't play bass. So I happen to grow up with a famous bass player. Kachao was a dear friend of the family. He's probably the most famous bassist in the world. Several other bassists I know, so it's very few of them. So I just happen to know this information. But Tito Puente was a percussionist, and he was a multi-instrumentalist, but he also knew the bass. So I was educated also by that. Celia Cruz, she knew the music. I mean, for me, I know every single instrument. I know what every single instrument in Afro-Cuban music is supposed to do. It's just because I grew up with this and I studied this. So why are they telling you this? Probably it's because they don't know this information. I can't speak for them. If they do, great. But if they knew about the bass, for sure they wouldn't be telling you that, because any musician who knows anything about the Afro-Cuban music and has recorded, this is so important. Whoever is educating you, great congratulations to them. I hope that they continue to have fun and educate themselves. I think it's great, and I cannot speak badly about anybody. No, they have their own system and their own understanding. However, there's a difference between studying in a university and recording with musicians and making that music public and recording with musicians who know. So I can't speak for them. I don't know if they've ever recorded with these musicians, but I have my university training. But I'm going to tell you, the best education that I have is recording with these musicians, is writing the music and recording with them, because they've been educating me, so from when I was a kid about this. So many dancers, they talk about timbales. They love talking about timbales or the cowbell, and they say, exactly. You'll know it's a 3/2 clave, 2/3 clave because you're listening. Listen, even the cascaras. If you're a timbalero, or if you've never heard of cascaras, then it would be grateful for you to know. Many musicians talk about, and they say, this is how you can determine the clave. No, in my opinion, of course, it's going to follow one system, but that's universal. Most of the instruments that you're listening to that they're quoting are universal, so they can be used whether it's a 3/2 or 2/3 clave. For example, the campana on the timbales, it's going to go ta 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 ta. It doesn't matter whether it's a 2/3 or 3/2 clave, it does the exact same thing. The congas, tum pa tum pa tum pa tum. Doesn't matter if it's a 2/3 or 3/2 clave, it does the same thing. So whatever musicians are telling you, I don't know, maybe they know their own system and they haven't been subjected to this. I cannot speak badly about them. No, they just don't know this. They don't know that. So I just hope that they learn. It will be great for them.
Yeah. Next song.
Tomaré tu mano dulcemente.
2/3 or 3/2?
Right at that point, it sounds like it's a 3-2 clave right there.
Yes, you did. Do you remember when we spoke about this song? This song in section Montuno has tumbao 2-3 clave, but you told me this is for 100% full to clave because of the bass.
And from what you just played me, that's a 3-2 clave. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happens later on, but in this part,
okay, just
yes.
oh, listen. This is 2-3 clave conga. Yeah.
3-2 clave easily.
Yeah, 3-2 clave, but Code Tumbao was 2-4 clave. Do you remember when I?
Yeah, the tumbadore. Yeah. I can hear the tumbadore in there. Yeah. The tumbadore is the big conga drum, and yeah, that's definitely being used. And for example, the bass is playing 3-2 clave, but the conguero who's playing the congas and tumbadore, he's playing the 2-3 clave. He's playing the son, the 2-3 clave pattern, playing the son pattern.
He play on 2 instruments. Conga,
yes, he's playing, yes, two instruments, and he's playing a 2-3, but the bass is playing 3-2. But it doesn't matter what the conguero's doing because the bass is the one that determines the clave. So yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's start with another 2 songs.
And we can go back to your previous question about why other instructors or musicians or dancers are telling you. Probably because they don't know that the bass is the instrument that determines the clave. You can't say that the clave determines the clave because most songs don't have the clave in it. The clave sticks. So there have to be instruments that determine the clave, and that's what the bass does. It's the only instrument that consistently, that's an important word, that consistently determines the clave of a song. It's so important.
Perfect explanation, and we need this. Okay, this song.
That's easy.
Moment. You love this song, I know.
He llenado tu tiempo vacío de aventuras más y mi mente ha parido.
Yeah.
Easily 2-3 clave. The bass does not touch the 1. Maybe it touches it for momentarily, but that 8 is very heavy on that song. Definitely a 2-3 clave. And even when you listen to music, even if you don't know how to recognize the bass, maybe you're not listening to the right speakers. By the way, if you're not using headphones right now, or you're not using a bass speaker, you're not going to listen. You're not going to hear the bass. You got to point that out. So if you're listening through a laptop or a phone and you're not using headphones, you're not going to hear the bass. The speakers are not set up like that. So you have to hear the headphones to hear the bass headphones. That's an important point to make. But in terms of the what that song was, when you listen to 2-3 clave, even if you don't know the bass, if the song is empty or if it sounds empty on that first beat of the music, probably it's a 2-3 clave because most of it's going to happen on the second side of the clave. That's an important point to make as well. Melody doesn't have a clave, but melody can fit one clave better than the other, and most of the time that melody is going to accentuate or be more heavy on that the 5, 6, 7, 8. That's another way to help confirm what the clave of the song is. Hope that helps.
Yeah. Do you remember when people we started with the webinars about the rhythm 2 years ago? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you remember how people wrote, "Where is the bass? You are crazy. This song doesn't have the bass." But they listen to the song without the bass,
without the
from
headphones.
The phone.
Yes, that's correct.
And remember, if you are dancer instructors that you must have good sound with the bass. If you teach the salsa because it's important, the bass.
It's absolutely, you know, it's so funny that you bring that up. Every festival that I've ever taught at, it's so funny. You know how when you go to the festivals, I don't know, maybe how do I say this? Maybe the newer instructors are coming in. I don't know if they signed the contract still, but from our generation, when we had to go to a festival, we had to sign a contract. So when we signed the contract, all the organizers would ask me, why do you want these bass speakers? I was always, every festival organizer, I'd always say, please make sure you have bass speakers. And also, why do you want bass speakers? We have a DJ. And I'm like, yeah, but get me in contact with the DJ because I got to make sure they have the bass speakers. So I always put that in the contract to make sure that they do that. And then when I'm at the festivals and the organizers are sitting there in the doorway or in the class, they're like, now I understand. It makes sense. So it's interesting when I'm teaching at the festivals or wherever we are, we turn the bass off. Nobody hears anything. It's like, wow, this sounds crazy. Then you turn the bass on through the EQ and people can feel it. Like, remember you taught some years ago, my friend, that if you go in the other room, remember we talked about that?
Yeah, I remember this test.
You can feel the bass through the wall. We used to teach that, and it's great. Yeah, it's great. Great information.
Yeah, this was my idea.
Yes, it was. That was your idea. It was great. But I used to say it a different way. I used to tell people that, especially in the United States, this is a different culture here in Europe, but in the United States, many people drive around with the cars and they have the subwoofers in the back in the trunk. So you hear from miles away, doom, 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 you know, and we used to hear that. And when you go to a club in New York City or, you know, wherever you are, you park your car in the parking lot and the club is all the way across the parking lot. You can hear the bass through the walls. You don't hear the trumpets, you don't hear the trombones, you don't hear anything. You hear the bass through the walls because it's vibrating. And then when somebody opens the door because they're walking inside, you hear you hear all the other the high notes, but that bass, it vibrates. So if you're hearing if you're using headphones right now and you listen to the music, it should vibrate. It should be like doom, doom. If you're not using headphones and you're using normal speakers at a festival, notice, and I know this a lot, I DJ a lot at the festivals or back some time, and a lot of DJs, it always took the energy if they turned the bass down. Because a lot of DJs, they don't like the bass, but I have to turn the bass up because it feels so good. It's like when you know, and a lot of instructors...
It's so important.
It's so important. A lot of instructors, they use the bass. Maybe they don't identify it, but they use the bass. It's so helpful. And it's great.
Yeah. Next, last song.
Okay.
Free to Clave or 2 free Clave? And why? Bass is on one or not?
There's no bass on one.
Yes. This is Castellano. Que bueno baila usted. Oscar de León.
Que bueno baila
Beautiful
usted.
Song.
Yeah, it's great. The original was from Benny Moré, but Oscar de León, we arranged this, and there's no bass on one. And so that's definitely a 2-3 Clave. It's one of my favorite songs to dance to.
Yes, and completely different feeling.
Yes.
Completely different energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
great.
my friend, who and when created the Clave system?
Well, I don't think anybody can put a name to who created it because it just evolved over time. However, the first syllabus that was written about the clave was in 1923, and that came with the invention of the son rhythm in Cuba. And as the son was invented, the syllabus for the son is the first rhythm that connected the clave and the bass. Because before that you had the bolero, but if you listen to boleros from before, there was no clave, or generally not clave used. Rumba, of course, had the clave, the 2-3 rumba clave, but not the bass. So then you have danzón. Danzón typically back then didn't have a clave either, even though it was a 2-3 clave. So the son, the syllabus for the son, introduced the concept of this. If you have the clave or if you don't have the clave, the bass will determine what the clave of the song is. And the son introduced the marriage of clave and bass. 2-3, fa, and boom. dum, 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 dum. That's the sonotono, but my bass is ending on that 8. Dum, 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 8. Dum, 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 8. Dum, 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 8. That's what the song introduced. So that was introduced in 1923. And of course, it developed in the 30s with Arsenio Rodriguez, who invented the mambo, the sonotono, and it continued to grow from there. So yeah, that's what happened. 1923, but to be clear, nobody can put a name on that. Just there's many musicians who contributed to the clave. Cachao, Arsenio, Machito, many of them. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
My friend, if the song is 2/3 clave, can I dance on one or vice versa?
I'm going to be very diplomatic about my
No,
answer.
no. Be straight, please.
No,
Because
of course I'll be
it's
straight.
time for being not diplomatic. Because this knowledge is so important.
No, I'll
Please,
tell you the truth.
no diplomatic.
No, I'll tell you the truth. I'll be very kind about it and just say
Of
you
course.
can dance any way you want. However, if you want to be connected to the music and you want to be connected to the clave system, which means that you have your body connected to the bass, the congas, and the clave, which are the foundation of Afro-Cuban music, then if you want to dance on 1, 2, 2, 3 clave, you can, but you will not be connected to the music that way. If you dance 3/2 clave, like the song is a 3/2 clave, and you're dancing on 2, for example, or you're dancing classic mambo, I don't think anybody, I've never seen anybody ever dance classic mambo to a 3/2 clave. It just wouldn't feel right, and it just wouldn't work. It doesn't make sense. I'm sure somebody in the world has done it, but it doesn't make sense. So to be clear, to answer your question, you can if you want to, but if you want to connect to the music, then no. The answer would be no.
Now, say for instructors.
For instructors, the kindest way that I can say to you, dance any way you want. There is no right, there's no wrong way, there's no way that anybody can say, if you don't do it this, you're wrong. Do it my way or you're wrong. No, absolutely not. Continue to do whatever it is that you feel in your heart and love to do. However, if you would like to be connected to the music and you want to be able to feel the rhythm, a lot of instructors ask me, Josue, can you teach me how to feel? And I say, well, I can't teach you how to feel, but I can teach you the techniques necessary to express what you're feeling. And to be able to express that requires an understanding of the clave system. It doesn't require a music degree, but it certainly requires to understand what's happening in the music, because if you're dancing to music and you don't connect to it that way, but what are you connected to? Are you just connected to the lyrics? A lot of instructors, a lot of dancers, they listen to the lyrics, they listen to the melody, and for them, I'm connected to the music. You're connected to the lyrics, you're connected to the melody. Great, but it doesn't mean you're connected to the clave system.
I have questions. If people, imagine that it's live band, you play in this live band, and people will clap on one, but you will play 2/3 clave. People will confuse you or not?
Myself as a musician, every time that happens, I usually stop playing the piano, make sure the orchestra is going, and I correct the audience. I know some people are just like, but that's something in America we call it a pet peeve. It's something that really is annoying. And of course, I could continue to play, but I will quickly stop playing the piano and I will make sure that the audience is in the right, because it doesn't feel right to be able to do that. It's important. It's very.
It's the same like the dancer. When they clap on one and they dance on one, they confuse you.
Absolutely. I think it would confuse anybody who knows the clave system. Any dancer who knows the clave system, and many do, I'm not going to mention any names, but there are many dancers who understand the clave, and for them, it's important to, get the clave right. People are going, ba, 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 and they're like, okay. You'll see, if you're at a festival and you see the instructors start clapping the clave, it's probably because the audience started clapping the wrong way. And they wanted to correct the audience. There are some instructors out there who definitely know the clave system. Why? Because I've worked with with many of the instructors, and even before I came into the scene, which I've been in the scene for quite some time, there are other instructors who came in the scene before I did who also knew. So I didn't need to do anything with them. So it was great. I'm glad. It's great. Great questions.
Yeah, my friend, we will show you in the next webinar. We will show together at the next webinar a simple system how to recognize the clave from the dancer perspective.
Sounds good. Sounds great. I'm excited about it. Absolutely. Sounds great.
Okay, when will be? This Thursday? Or next?
It can't be this Thursday. It'll have to be next Thursday because, you know, I think everybody's going to be doing Valentine's Day kind of thing. So we'll do it next week.
And we will show you how,
but, it's a commercial thing, but it's in my heart.
Yes, simply recognize it is 3-2 clave or 2-3 clave with the clave steps. Will be awesome webinar. I think so.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to make that clear. Of course, when it comes to Valentine's Day, what I mean to say is that, of course, we have to celebrate it, but it's not something that is a ritual for me. I think it's important to say. So those of you who practice and celebrate Valentine's Day, congratulations. It's great for you. It's just I don't want to intrude on your plans. So therefore, we will do it next week and give everybody the opportunity to enjoy it. But my friend, I'm excited to do your clave system with the dance, because it's something that you're very excited about, and I think it's going to be great for dancers at the next webinar. Yeah.
Okay, can you, at the end, can you introduce, because I highly recommend take some advantage with you, take a time with musician from New York, Josue Joseph, and can you introduce your new idea, new concept about the rhythm? Because you have some universal of salsa. Yeah, can you introduce your concept?
Definitely, yeah. Just today I launched Universal Salsa. I'm so excited about it. It's a project I've been working on for more than a year. And basically, I'm taking all of the musicality private online system and I'm putting it into a seasonal system. So I have the first season, then we have season 2, season 3. And it's not a movie. Each episode is we try to keep it a little less than 10 minutes long. 10 episodes per season, at least around that. And we're going to get into the details of everything that you need to know. Not only music, we're going to connect the music and the dance. Universal Salsa.xyz. So you, my friend, you're going to be coming on and working with me as a guest dancer, being part of my team. It's great because we do a lot of webinars together. It'll be great. It'll be very exciting. And I'm also going to be working with some other instructors as well who are from different genres. When I go to Portugal, for example, there's some kizomba dancers out there who I'd like to take in to express what they know from that genre. There's some sensual dancers who I'd like to be able to talk about what they're doing and how the dance connects. I think it's be great. So universalsalsa.xyz, it's a lot of information about music and dance and the connection between music and dance. laepocafilm.com, of course, that's my website. I've been doing this for 20 years. It's a long time. I feel so old. But yes, it's a long time. That was born when Tito Puente was passed away at his funeral. And so it's documentaries, music, but Universal Salsa, I just launched this today. There's many articles, a lot of information in the articles that are there. It's everything you could want in terms of African music.
Yeah, my friend, I said it will be 30 minutes, and as usual, is 1 hour.
Yes, it happens. That's what happens when we enjoy.
Okay, enjoy your last hour or evening, and thank you for this interview.
Thank you, my friend.
I think so that that was very, very interesting knowledge, and many dancers will be excited and inspired. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely, it'll be great. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the initiative. Thank you for what you do. I think you're great, And they can go to captainsalsa.eu to get your videos, to get information about you, and of course visit universalsalsa.xyz and visit laepocafilm.com. There's a lot of information. There's articles, there are movies, there's the new program that we just released, there's original music that you can listen to, and each song is identified by the rhythm. It's so exciting. So dziękuję bardzo, bardzo dziękuję. Jest bardzo potrzebne, że możemy rozmawiać about this, on this topic. Muchísimas gracias para todos que han mirado, que han estado con nosotros. Espero que tengan inspiración para todo lo que están haciendo, y muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, and see you next time, because I think so that will be not enough for us.
That's all good. Thank you, my friend. Be good. I wish you goodness.
Be good.
All righty.
Good night. Dobranoc.
Ciao, ciao. Dobranoc. Buenas noches.
Thank you for this stream live, and see you next time. See you on my channel. Get my, if you want to know more about the courses, about the system of clave and rhythm from dancer perspective, just get my video course on my website captainsalsa.eu. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye bye.